Mm-mm. That's not it. I can do that. I will definitely do that. Oh, we're on. I'll mute.
Hi, Jen.
So, from what Stephen says on the phone, when you call a company, you just don't want to get this guy like, hey, can you take the call? Because I'm putting my kid down. Yeah, I'm like, all right, no, yeah, no, I gotta be interested.
Can
But James, right? Well, it's there's two guys, James and Steve, and I started with James. Steve kind of picked up the ball and sort of ran with it. But he, yeah, Julie is the girl that's the owner, but I don't think she's technically as savvy as these two. But I don't know. Yeah, yeah. So yeah. Oh, was he? All right. Well, I told you he was going to send stuff, and then he didn't. And he didn't bother to call back to say, "Well, we don't have an account for you." Well, I think John Enoch's got to deal with these guys, but didn't understand the ramifications, the consequences of getting a deal. Sometimes this is like a classic example of Pennywise, pound foolish. But who knew? Who knew? Well, when the sales, they have a sales and service company out here in Colorado. When the sales guy showed up in an Audi and slacks, he really wasn't there to turn a screwdriver. So he was, well, and then I found out they don't service. They just do sales, right? Or just sales. They just sell. So we just figured, why go through that? Mhm. His heart's in the right place, unfortunately. You know, it just didn't pan out. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
What was that noise?
Yeah, did you hear the parrot in the background?
Oh, that was a parrot?
Yeah.
Hi, Beth.
Hello.
Hi, Beth.
Hello.
Mark Wilcox.
Hey, Mark.
Hi, Beth. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
There.
Do we have the curtain closed for a reason?
Yeah, because you can't see if. Yeah.
Your hands are huge.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
So, I don't think I got an agenda. Maybe I should try to look for that.
We don't have our Newsline reporter from Colorado Springs this time.
I'm in Georgetown today. Live in sunny Georgetown.
Hey, Anshul,
Hey,
glad you're here.
thank you. I'm glad you're here.
Did our fearless leader want to?
I'm here, but I'm just not on.
I'm glad you're-
Blackout Thursday.
Have you tried your upper right and start video or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound like you're in a cave.
Yeah, video started, just not, who knows?
No, that's
I have
better.
I've not heard from Daniel and Brady, so.
Brady's on the line.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Funny, my rear camera's working, but my front camera's not.
It's funny.
That's a riot.
Yeah. I don't know how to flip them.
Don't comment it that way too much.
Who knows? We can get started.
Okay,
You ready?
yep.
Okay. All right, Parks and Recreation Commission, Town of Georgetown, regular meeting scheduled Thursday, June 4th, 2020, 6 p.m. Virtual meeting due to COVID-19. Notice an agenda for regular meeting. This meeting is conference call only. The town hall will not be open to the public for this meeting. The Parks and Recreation Commission will attend this meeting electronically as permitted by the Open Meetings Law. CRS 24-6-402, 1B. Meetings can be watched live via www.townofgeorgetown.us. Go to government, then recordings of meetings. These meetings are also archived on the website. If you'd like to leave a comment, please call 303-569-2555, extension 2, or email townclerk@georgetown.us. We will give you details regarding the meeting. Please click the link below to join the webinar or telephone. I'm going to go through everything. All right, call to order. Roll call. Chairman Steve Calavaney here. Vice Chairman Tom Paxton.
Here.
Members Beth Luther,
Here.
Daniel Owen, Brady Scott.
Here.
Oh, was Brady here?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Bob Conn and Anshel Bomberger.
Here.
Agenda approval.
But he didn't say my name, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, as long as you know I'm here. Hey, didn't get a chance to say here, there, or anywhere.
Gotcha.
Let the record stay.
All right, agenda approval.
I'll move to approve the agenda for Thursday, June 4th as presented.
A second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Agenda
Aye.
approved. Minutes approval.
I'll move to approve the minutes of May 7th, 2020 as presented.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right.
Sport's so easy.
Yep. Audience business. Members of the audience will have 5 minutes to present any matter of concern to the commission. No official action may be taken at this time. Those viewing on television may phone in comments to 303-569-2555, extension 7. Old new business. Park technician report, Kevin Gregory.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Things I got done last month, worked on the park a little bit. I repaired the rail car and placed a pot in a spot and installed a split rail fence around the whole display.
I'm sorry. You're going to have to start over. You're cutting out.
Uh-oh. Let me get closer.
Well, thanks.
Okay, so I took the rail car and repaired it, and then I displayed it in Strauss Park next to the pot that was donated.
Awesome.
I installed a split rail fence around the whole display. I don't know if anybody's seen
Yeah,
it.
it looks good.
Yeah, it looked good.
And I hauled, took all the fire, the road and bridge, and put them on pallet frames
Shoot.
because it looked kind of messy.
I'm
I
sorry.
installed-
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Did a good quick cleanup at Strauss Park.
Yep.
Okay, and then at Pizza Park, I replaced 2 trash cans down there and installed 2 bear-proof ones. I repaired a bridge on a dock down there at the lake. And just basically did some irrigation work and stuff like that. but not a lot of, that's about it. And then my regular chores.
All right.
Did you get your bush hog?
No, oh, yeah, I don't know. Kent, did you get some estimates on a bush hog? I did call for pricing on a bush hog. I don't know if Kent got that yet.
Mm-mm.
Kent is muted.
He's going with no. He's muted though.
Yeah,
Trying to let
well,
other people talk, so, yes. No, I did not have that.
okay. So the quote, I had him send me a quote on a bush hog, and I guess Kent's still waiting on it.
Okay. Awesome.
With or without bush hog, I'm gonna go do the field mowing next week sometime down the
Cool.
lakefront. Anything
Also,
else?
last month, we opened up the lake, obviously, to fishing again and to surface water activities. And we left the fence in place around the parking area at the south end of the lake for right now. Just to make sure that we're not going to be requiring it again, you know, just as soon as we ask the company to take away, ask it to bring it back. Probably within the next few weeks, we'll ask to remove it. So, but the fence will be there for a little bit. It's not hindering people from parking at the place. We've also opened up the bathrooms again. Kevin has been making sure those are maintained. And the pit toilets are pit toilets.
Yeah.
Did have a request. I was misunderstanding Steve. One conversation we had that somebody had requested water at the pit toilets because there's really not a place to sanitize. So we may end up closing the pit toilets. I know, I mean, they're not a good situation anyway. So I don't know what you guys think of that or have different ideas regarding the pit toilets.
Pit toilet.
Well, you know, with the amount of traffic that we have down there, it is somewhat of a reprieve, as desperate as people get. I mean, otherwise, when we shut them before, people, this is really gross, but they would go up to where the telescopes are in the viewing station and they would poop there. And it was awful. And so I thought, well, at least if we left those unlocked, people were more likely to use those. And I know in our budget, we have budgeted to replace the seats and stools like 2 to 3 times a year, because I know they just get trashed and we might as well just pull them out of there and throw them away and put a new one in. And then I know you had told me, I think that our wastewater guys have access to have those pumped as needed in exchange for a service we get from Columbia Sanitary or something. So, I mean, maybe if we stay on top of the maintenance of it or the pumping of it, it might be more tolerable.
Yeah.
But I know that just with the amount of traffic, last weekend alone, having just 2 more bathrooms was a huge help. Unless we want to do portables. I mean, I don't know how everybody feels about that.
I'm leaning more and more towards portables, but I don't know what the rest of you think.
Better
So,
pooping by the telescopes.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's gross.
yeah, it is
We get-
gross.
If we get portables down there, we better chain them to the ground.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
You mean you won't enter it if it's on its side, Tom?
I might, but, you know, I'm not the usual, you know.
Usual customer.
Yeah. I mean, I know the water is running underneath there somewhere, but I don't know how far away we are from, you know, regular restrooms there. I think we're kind of a long way away without a grant.
Yeah, there needs to be regular restrooms there at a second location at the lake, definitely.
Yeah.
I know the hotel and the brew pub will provide some relief now
Yeah.
that the brew pub's open, but that's not for everyone either, and it's not for the public, you know, so
Right.
in general, so.
Yeah.
But people still mess it up when it's a regular bathroom. We
I
get it.
know.
Kevin can state how many times we've had to mess with the regular bathrooms at the warming hut, so.
Yucky.
It is shameful. It is shameful. It really is that some people behave that way. Okay.
Some people don't give a shit.
Pun intended.
And the, Kevin's done a good job as far as getting the Whirland Park back into summer activities rather than winter activities now with the ice rink all put away
And
with
the
the
volleyball
shed
court.
there. And it still looks nice, doesn't it, as far as Whirland Park? And
Looks like Coors Field when you start mowing it diagonally.
You like that?
I like the concrete by the fence.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure that was the right, oh yeah, and I did for you too. I wasn't sure if that was the right gate. Was I supposed to do it to the other gate too?
Well, I was talking about the one where I stacked rocks there. My dogs wouldn't get out, but that was really ideal for you to put that concrete over by that gate so nobody would squeeze under.
Yeah.
But there's that one that has the rocks that I stuck there. So my
The,
dog get out.
which gate? The other double gate?
The other side of the road, it's on Taos.
Oh, that one.
The one that, yeah.
But we like what you did at the other one.
I'll do the other one too. I'll do something with that.
Well, you'll see the rocks there that I put there.
Yeah, I've been restacking them for you.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Now, Kevin, you're doing an awesome job. Thank you so much for everything.
No problem.
the other thing that's going to occur is that the governor has released playgrounds. Although there are some guidelines, we'll put signs up regarding it. It's not the enforcement of it. They do state in the guidelines that not more than 10 people on the playground, which I don't know how that's going to occur at Foster's Place, but, and then if you're not of the same family unit, to stay away from each other, like that's going to occur as well. And I'm not going to send our police officers to patrol the kindergartners and first graders to make sure they stay apart from each other. So unless Rob, you direct me to, unless you want me to, I don't know. But so there will be some additional signage in City Park
And a
that will be
playground.
put on place, so. Sorry.
Okay. Alternate Parks and Rec applicant. Who do we have?
I don't,
Oh, it's in the packet.
Packet.
We didn't print the packet.
What?
She didn't print the packet.
So we have an applicant to be one of our alternates. And it's Mary. I don't know if you guys know Mary. She's at the dog park all the time.
Yeah.
But she's looking to get on the Parks and Rec Committee. And I think we have enough full members, but I think we're allowed to have as many alternates as we want. And so, I'm open to more members if you guys are, especially if we're going into a master plan process.
What's Mary's last name?
Bernal, it's Bernal.
Thanks.
She's real attention to detail on. She's good.
She lives at condos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
She used to work for Wink.
yeah.
if
Okay.
you guys would want to do that, then I would have you guys make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen to appoint
need-
that person.
Do we need a motion or do we just, yeah? I'll move to approve the appointment of Mary Bernal to the Parks and Rec Committee.
A second.
All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna call
Aye.
that as an alternate, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Strauss Park update, utilities. Looks like it's done.
They did get the sewer from the street over to the edge of the park. And so it's roughed into that location. And
Nice.
then Banky with East Slope Excavating also put water. And we have another water tap that will help. Instead of trying to run the water from the frost-free hydrant that's already there and run it through the buildings, basically. Now we're on the south side of the building, basically on the parking lot side. So
Okay,
we can run it straight. And that's a lot easier to dig across, not have to worry about the buildings, depending on what happens with the construction of those buildings.
yep,
It's not gonna happen this year anyway. But
Okay.
To get the bathrooms in, we'll have the rough in, and then he didn't charge us for the water. So I do want to say a great thank you for Banky putting the water and the sewer both in that when he had the street torn up to get it across. So it's at least started.
nice.
What did that
Awesome.
cost us?
What's that?
What did that cost us?
About $8,000.
Okay,
So
Perfect.
awesome. Good job.
Yep, thanks. All right, Parks Master Plan, any progress update on that?
well, Mark is here actually. He's
Oh,
on the
there he is.
screen.
Okay,
He can provide some update. He's had a hard time working with staff because staff has been neglecting getting a reminder out on the Parks Master Plan Survey, or the second portion of it.
okay,
It's going out tomorrow. So it's copied off and the labels just need to get on the reminder that will be mailed out to everybody. So it'll be sent out. I'm saying this even though Mark could have said it, but because I talked to him just a while ago, but
okay.
I wanted to take full responsibility. He's had a hard time working with staff here to get that done. So
Slackers.
All right, Mark.
It's not necessarily entirely true. It's Kent's been great. We've had some delays, obviously, with all that's happening right now in the world around us, but we've got some great feedback so far. I don't know, Kent, have you shared the survey responses to date with the committee on the first park, on City Park and Worley Park?
yeah.
Okay. We've got it. As of early March, mid-March, before the world kind of shut down, we had about 30 responses to surveys. A lot of them very supportive, giving us some really good feedback on City Park, Whirling, and I think Triangle Park. Is that right? Those
Yep.
three parks. So what we're finding is that even with the surveys available on SurveyMonkey and the links on the town's website, it's really what's getting the word out is in the mailings and the utility billings, that they can go to the website and see the link and fill it out. And once that went out, it was literally overnight we received those 30 surveys.
Nice.
We didn't see any. So I think that's the way to go. That they can see that when they get the mailing or the postcard in their mail, then they can easily get online and fill out their surveys. So we've got surveys up for the rest of the parks that kind of highlight where the park is. We got a little map of where the park is, so they know exactly what we're talking about, and a handful of questions for each one. So it's been good.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah. We got a draft. We started a draft of the report just on the inventory side and some of these surveys and some text going. So we're kind of staying up with that, and we're starting to look at draft options for some of the park sites based on the things we've heard, and we'll update those as we hear more survey responses. But I was talking to Kent about this, and I'm like, it's the best thing we can do is get a fully supported community process that people can buy into it, so there's no questions on why we're doing this and moving it forward and when things happen. And hopefully we can use this plan to get funding from like GOCO or others. The CARES Act might even provide some funding. Who knows?
Yeah. What, how much time, and you said we're gonna mail those out tomorrow, Kent?
Yeah.
And how much time are we giving them to respond?
It's open, but I would say within a couple weeks if the response is, and then Mark he'll almost have an immediate ability to review the responses.
Okay.
So that's, and then he'll definitely be able to act upon it and be able to present more of a report at next meeting. So.
Yeah, cool. That's good.
And I can send out weekly updates if there's any updates to have, just a weekly report summarizing what we've heard so far, just like before.
Okay,
Great.
awesome. Thank you. That's great.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully it works. Sure it will.
Awesome.
Well, it looks like we're moving along, which is good. Anything else, Mark?
I think that's kind of where we're at. We haven't really heard a lot of feedback on the other parks outside of the public meeting we had back in, what was that, October, November?
Okay.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
But hopefully there's a lot of interest. Have you seen a lot of interest, people using the parks and the trails through all this?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It's almost people loving the parks and the trails to death a little bit. There's concerns about maintenance now and keeping the parks and the trails up based on the new level of activity that we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin, that'll be a challenge for you, I'm sure, coming in the months to come, which is good.
He's sitting back on the couch now, but not for long.
All right. Well, thank you, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
All right, Ken.
Thank you.
Ken, COVID-19 update. Looks like things are slowly opening.
Yeah, and the two things that with the Parks Board, basically stated them earlier, that, the lake's back to full, uses by people. And then the playgrounds will be shortly. I mean, it's today that the playground guidelines went into effect. The draft guidelines went into effect. So that will be, although we've removed the barriers to the playgrounds yesterday, I think, or was it Tuesday, Kevin, I think. And the picnic tables are still not spread out, but they'll be shortly readjusted or moved around the park, which will encourage people from outside of town to come use that park, which may produce some angst and some reaction from local residents, which is, that's a little hesitancy on our part as well, as far as how much to encourage. And I keep hearing that from local residents, how much to encourage. In some ways, we want our businesses to be successful, and also have people enjoy Georgetown and the surrounding area. But then there's also a hesitancy regarding this whole part of the response to the COVID-19. So the case count continues to remain low and remains very low in Clear Creek County, which just means it just hasn't happened here yet. So hopefully we don't have a response once we start getting a whole bunch of outsiders in our community, which we're getting quite a bit at the lake. But as far as the other parks, there doesn't seem to be, except for Pizza Park. And the Bears trashed the 2 trash cans. That's why Kevin reported in his report that he replaced the 2 trash cans, because the Bears, our wildlife resistant trash cans, have worked well in lots of areas of town, but we didn't do the Pizza Park. So that was red light district for the Bears. So they headed there quicker than anything, and they tore apart that pretty good. So that shouldn't happen now, or it'll be more difficult. But the outsiders were using that. But I haven't seen many in City Park. And I don't know what you guys have seen at the other parks from your experiences, because obviously you see far more than I do. I mean, I try to take a gander every once in a while, but I don't know if you've seen other folks at the other parks.
City Park's getting busier, but it's not like, full blown summer weekends or anything, but there were a lot of people there this last weekend. Not like I said, not like it would normally be probably on a weekend.
Okay.
For now.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, it's good to see things open up a little bit.
Yep.
I know the Cabin Creek is always packed. So people from the lake are heading there.
Huh. Yeah, Guanella opened today at 2, so I'm sure that'll be hopping this weekend.
Yeah, they had sit down last Friday. I was
Yep.
there for 3 hours, so I enjoyed it. All right, flower baskets. I saw an email come out.
Yes, they are arriving at Town Hall tomorrow at 9:30. And if anybody can help load up Kevin's truck so he can deliver, that would be awesome. There's usually about 60 of them. And they go through the gateway downtown. And then we did include the 7 for the library in our order. So those will come as well with their own invoice for the library. And then our invoice as well. So whoever can meet down there at Town Hall at 9:30 to just help us unload, it would be a huge help if you could.
I might be able to.
Okay, please.
I'll try to be there.
The dock at the lake, looks like that's in progress, coming along.
We're having to do an adjustment to the dock, which is the Wheeler Lumber provided us with the kit, basically, or the materials to replace the dock that decided to become an airplane and flew away. But it is at such an angle. I mean, it is.
Yeah, I saw that.
We have, I'm working with Tim Davis out of Empire. He's a welder of Davis Welding, and he and John Jennings, who's on the Board of Selectmen, will work together to cut basically the piers and cut a slice out of them.
Oh,
And
okay.
then let the jack it up or get pressure off of it, slice it.
Cut it down and re-weld it?
And then have it come back down and re-weld and maybe some plates.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Looked a little tilted.
Yeah, and it's supposed to be a handicap dock, so it's like, okay, yeah, really, we're gonna put it at.
That's the drainage plan.
So.
All right, great.
That will be done probably, hopefully by July 4th.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, town cleanup day. I can make it.
What'd you say?
I said I can make it.
Oh, God bless America. We need all the help we can get.
I'll be there.
I'll probably be there.
There's no meeting before that, but I'll try to be there.
Okay. Tom, I see you hiding.
I said I'll probably be there.
Yeah.
I heard it probably.
Calendar because it's on my phone that I'm using. So
Yeah. Well, we need, we need people like you who can reach over the top of the dumpster. So
I could probably fill a dumpster if I show up. I'll bring some stuff.
that's okay.
What's the date on that again? Just because it's on my phone.
Next Saturday.
13.
This Saturday.
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
A week from
Week from Saturday.
Yeah.
The 13th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And please observe distancing guidelines if you can,
Yeah.
and help the community, and it should go off well.
Okay.
Kevin, do we still have some orange trash bags in the old Mo?
I think so. Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Think-
I'm gonna have to make some more signs. I got the dumpsters from Doyle, and it's gonna be different than when we did before. We've got, I think, only like 3 large dumpsters, and then the other 2 are smaller. So if we can use the other 2 for things like metal or slash or something like that, that'd be the way to go, just to make them last long. And
It's amazing how fast they fill up.
I know. Chris Doyle was saying, I don't know, Kent, if we can use our backhoe to mash them down on that day, just so we can get more in them. He said they did that in Idaho Springs. So,
That'd be good. We could park it there.
yeah. So, just an
It'd
idea.
have to be one of our operators running it, but
They did it up here one time and it was super helpful because by about, I don't know, noon, they start filling up pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
Beth,
we
if it's all right with you, we can volunteer the Polaris.
Will it be able to reach to push down this stuff?
Not to push down stuff, but to shuttle trash if we need to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not, yeah,
We have a
we'll have
time?
to,
Is we have a time?
If it
limit?
helps in any way.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So,
and this really should be Georgetown people that drop off. I mean, it's not a countywide thing because it's paid for by you guys,
yeah.
by Georgetown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Doyle did donate 2 of the dumpsters to us, so I thought that was really nice. We'll have to send him a thank you card.
Nice.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see everyone next Saturday.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Last thing, budget review. We haven't really done anything. Except
I
for
had a
the,
question.
I didn't print that one.
I think if I'm reading it right, we've already spent like $20,000 in professional services.
Yeah, that's for the part of the Strauss Park stuff has bled over into this year. So, and also the Parks Master Plan, Mark and his folks have actually done some work. They had about a $9,000 bill here as part of the progress payment for the Parks Master Plan. And
Okay.
they'll get some additional stuff with the additional survey responses, but he is proceeding on some stuff, so.
All right, so we expected that then?
Yes, well, yes, for the most part.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
okay. Anything else, anybody?
Negative.
The one other thing that I'll let you guys know is the Strauss Park. The construction plans for Strauss Park are kind of on hold until we get a good gauge on the sales tax revenues for this year.
Okay.
I really don't expect we'll have anything additional done with Strauss Park. Let's come up with a great idea to get bathrooms, you know, if there's that can come together, that might be a part that we could get done this year. But it's not, the timing's not right to get anything done before Christmas market, if that's allowed to occur like it
Yeah.
other years. And so there's just no reason to rush it for this year. I know that may be disappointing, but I also want to find out what the sales tax, and we're 2 months behind. We'll
Right.
get the April figures either tomorrow or next week for April sales tax figures. So we're a little bit behind, but we really need to know how much we're down in sales tax revenues, and that includes the sales tax revenues for the parks, the dedicated park sales tax, in order for us to make good decisions about how we're going to work the rest of the year. And that money, whatever is collected for the park sales tax, we'll be able to, if we don't use it, we'll be able to roll it over for next year. So
Oh, good, okay.
I want to let you know that it's not going to be wasted. We're just going to have to have a delay. So
Okay, that's reasonable.
Can you tell us anything about if the plans have changed that much since they left us and went back to DRC?
what I should do at this point, DRC needs a couple additional things but they need it from the construction plan, the people to do the drawings. I'll send you, or make sure that it gets sent to you by email, what the last set of plans ended up as.
Yeah, that'd be great. I would like to see it.
And then you can let us know,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And then I need to get the contract so that Rob and the rest of the board members can approve it for the construction plans.
Okay,
But I really want to, before I authorize that contract, which is going to be about, it's a pretty good chunk of money. It's $45,000 to $50,000 to get those construction plans done.
Okay.
It's want to be sure regarding the sales tax, and that may, you know, that may be a month or two still, you know, to
Yeah.
find out what it's going to be, you know.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
okay.
Everyone, see you next Saturday. Motion to adjourn.
I second it.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Everyone. See you.
Aye.
Bye. See you, moms.
Adios.
Oh, we can get out of here.